let's take a look at what happened on the AFEX Commodities Exchange for the week ended. Now, in the last trading week, there was mixed performance across key indicators. Turnover, that rose by 11.57%, closing the week at 10.53 billion naira from 0.91 billion naira in the last week. Volume of contracts traded rose by 11.40%. Number of deals traded this week fell by 34.13%, closing at 110 points. The FX Commodity Index, that rose by 0.14%, closing the week at 484.69 index points. For last week, the AFEX Export Index performed negatively, falling to 228.72 points from 229.45 in the last trading week. The volume of contracts traded was an increased volume across maize, sorghum, and cocoa. Prices across export commodities saw sesame and wheat maintained at 1,247 naira and 380 naira, respectively. Other commodities witnessed mixed performances, with sorghum rising by 9.49% and closing at 300 naira. Ginger rose by 6.78% to close at 986 naira 63 kobo. Soybean is also rising by 0.30%, closing at 325 naira 65 kobo. Cashew nut rose as well by 0.07%, marginal increase there. Closed at 611 naira 52 kobo. Cocoa, that fell by 7.44%, closing at 1,889 naira 35 kobo. Paddy rice, that fell as well by 0.34% to close at 338 naira 33 kobo. Across the grain commodities, maize, it fell by 0.59% and closed at 225 naira 10 kobo per kilogram. And now to our next conversation. In recent years, many have believed that commodity exchanges have emerged as powerful mechanisms for bolstering agriculture on the continent. It's important to consider the role exchanges actually play. Let's get more now from Ismail Yahya, commodities trading and asset manager, Marble Capital, joining us via Zoom. Great to have you on the show. Good morning.
Very nice to have you.
So help us understand now and explain the role and significance of commodity exchanges in improving, food systems in Africa. One would just think it's just for, basic trading, just make profit, move on. What does it do for food, really?
When you look at establishment of commodity exchanges across Africa, right, like we have on AFEX, it allows for efficiency of trading, right? It allows for you to be able to discover prices, right? Because you have access to information that's otherwise not available without the exchanges. You have a situation whereby now you have public access to this information. Everybody, if you go on FX website, you can check you just give the prices of different grains and their performance last week. This allows investors to be able to track performance. It allows farmers and processors to also be able to understand it, basically eliminating that middle man idea and allowing people to see information as it is, gauge what prices you want to buy, what prices you want to sell. It's bringing buyers and sellers together in a central platform. So it goes just beyond the daily trading to being able to centralize the market, so to say, or create access to information, seamless information, and easy price discovery.
Yeah, we do see volatility in most of those markets, talking about price action. But how can commodity exchanges facilitate the price discovery and transparency in agricultural markets? And why is this important, for farmers and consumers in Africa?
So I think one of the benefits of the commodity exchanges is that it creates a form of standardized contract, right, that allows transparency in between the buyer and sellers, and they're able to easily discover what price I want to sell at. It creates an open bidding process. You put up the prices at which you feel comfortable to want to sell, put up the prices at which you feel comfortable to want to buy. If there's a matching order, it matches. it also creates, consumers are more informed in terms of decision making, right? Now it's not information limited to a few, it's information available to everyone. So there's that free access, so to say, creating easy access to information and allowing for easy price discovery and transparency in trades. So ultimately, the farmers get to be more educated, the consumers get to make more informed decisions, and the market is good for it at the end of the day.
Yeah, so many decisions to make in most of these markets. But what are the potential, benefits of integrating small-scale farmers into commodity exchange systems, and what challenges need to be addressed to make this integration actually successful?
So for the benefits of small-scale farmers, it creates an access to the market that was not otherwise available to them, right? We're talking about commodities exchanges now that probably a small-scale farmer that doesn't know where to dispose of his commodities can now realize that, well, if I can meet the standards and qualities and quantities of a particular exchange, it's possible to just give this to the warehouses, right? And then also for small-scale farmers, it allows them access to finance in the sense that if they're able to trade on these exchanges, they could use their warehouse receipts as form of collateral for accessing loans, right? Some of the challenges, and I think the major challenge that small-scale farmers will face is the technology, how advanced. There's a technology gap. Currently, a lot of exchanges rely on technology to function. These small-scale farmers will also need that access to technology, right? Small-scale farmers will also have limited financial resources. But I believe that with their exposure to the space, they should be able to increase their financial access. They might have challenges in terms of infrastructure, logistics. But all this can be addressed as the space grows bigger for people to be able to get access to funding to improve the value chain across agricultural produce.
I know internet access, that's another big, challenge too for most of these farmers. But looking ahead, what are the prospects and, future opportunities for commodity exchanges to continue supporting, sustainable food systems and agricultural development, in Africa?
We have mentioned that what the exchange does is it creates a more inclusive market, right? So that potential exists that ultimately you're trying to create a more inclusive market where there's a link between farmers, processors, traders, and consumers, right? Everybody has access to the market. There's also that opportunity to create jobs, to diversify your income from an investor point of view. But ultimately, that there should be that link between technology and agriculture, right? So you start thinking about things about climate-smart agriculture. How do you create a more climate-friendly form of planting, soil health, water conservation, and things within that thinking. So the potentials are there, but we need to address the challenges of ensuring that funding and infrastructural development are in place, and then there's also the technology to provide the farmers to be able to link up with exchanges and be able to sell their produce on such exchanges.
Yeah, definitely need a market to sell all of those produce. Well, thank you so much, Ismail Yahya, commodities trading and asset manager, Marble Capital. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a moment now. Business Morning returns in a moment.